It's the full heads after all. Bum, bum, bum. Welcome, everyone, to the greatest disaster on the internet. It's the Four Heads Podcast. Johnny lost the song. I'm Goldenboy, along with Bren, Sideshow, Reinforce. Reinforce lost the song. So Reinforce is doing the stream this week, or the show, or the recording, whatever we call this thing.
Yikes.
It's been a disaster.
No, I'm doing great. I've set this up. I'm so proud of myself.
How does my audio sound?
I don't need a
It sounds
watch.
crystal clear.
Stop
juicy.
asking. How does your audio
I'm
sound?
just a little bit worried. But here's the thing: there's such a huge juxtaposition between my video quality and my audio quality. Then my video quality looks like I should be broadcasting from Mars.
No, it looks like you're in like an old 1980s movie starring
It can't
From
keep
the
up with my
moon
hands.
live.
They're so
I don't know.
fast.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, maybe you're just an incredible athlete and you can
My
move your
hands
hands
are
at such an
fast.
outrageous rate.
Look
Where
at
are
them.
you then, Bren? Tell the people where you are.
I am at Tib of the Hats. We're in the setup process. I found a small corner in the area, secluded away from, actually not secluded away from
society.
Not from society. You might see people walking past behind me every now and then.
Because people are actually working behind you.
Yes, I don't know what to do.
Okay.
So I would be working if I knew what to plug in, but I don't know what to
But
plug
where
in.
is this thing actually? Because like behind you, like it looks like there's random wood in the ceiling or something. Like there's a curtain,
No,
there's
but-
the brick wall. Like,
If I move the curtains, you would see the player areas.
Oh,
of
okay.
where we're going to be playing games.
But-
and
so
Tib of
it's like a
Hats.
gaming
I'm
cafe, or-
I'm right behind the set right now.
Okay.
It's just an open area that the set's been built.
random open
But,
area, open to the public.
Now, what I think is
Oh,
really funny
right.
about this
Tib
is
of the Hats,
that...
though. Hey. Stop
Wait,
it.
no.
I'm still
Hold on. I'm just
talking.
going to say this. I'm going to say what's messed up, all right?
Okay.
Because you two are in the same freaking location,
Yeah.
all right?
Yep.
But instead of you guys having like, similar setups, Josh, who apparently is your heterosexual life mate, sent you off to this dark corner in the middle of nowhere in this room while he has a great mic and a great camera and he's got
Oh,
Jesus
my
apparently
lighting is
shining on
terrible,
him
though.
right now. Well, I mean,
Oh
look,
my god! Look at that.
you're wider than Bren's legs. Anyway,
Yeah.
Josh has to put sunscreen on when he's inside.
I actually, yeah. Like
the lamp
I
is
used
too
to go to
hot,
school.
like-
I used to go to school with some people that were convinced that you could get a suntan through the windows. So they would spend all day just like lay down in front of windows just with the sun
Oh, that hurts.
bathing down upon them. I'm pretty sure you can only get cancer through windows. I don't think you could get anything.
Really?
Wait, you get
positive at all.
cancer through windows, so only some of the
Well, I
cancer
think-
stuff go through the window.
What do you mean, Josh?
So I'm pretty sure there's like two different types
So
of UV
confusing.
rays. There's UVA and UVB, and one of them causes this sunburn, and the other causes a suntan or something. And only the one that's bad for you. I mean, they're both not great for you, right? You want to get out of UV as much as possible. But I'm pretty sure the one that's like really bad for you, the one that causes melanoma, goes straight through windows.
But wouldn't you
And
And I
then?
think you need like certain filters on the windows. Like I think car windscreens have the filters
Yeah.
on them to avoid people just.
well, I'm
having that
sure
power
Bren
through
is
the
going to get it too at the rate that he's going with trying to change his screen. 'Cause he's just...
But if I was a
Super true. What do you mean?
scientist, then I would just invent something that blocks out one of the specific UV rays.
Well, no, guess what? They did, and it's called sunscreen.
Oh, that is it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well done, Jonathan.
Okay.
I thought sunscreen was for both. I thought if you applied sunscreen, you reduce both
sunblock.
UV rays.
There's some block and
To be
sunscreen.
fair, it actually might be. It might.
Well,
work
See,
both.
you're making
I just-
fun of me. You're making fun
I
of
just
me,
did
but I'm
a-
actually quite right. I'm actually slightly right. Unbelievable.
Just a little Google, and it says most panes of glass absorb 97% of the sun's UVB rays, the ones which cause sunburn and skin cancers, while the glass will also absorb around 37% of the less harmful UVA radiation.
Oh,
It's
so it's the
equivalent of-
opposite.
It's the equivalent of like SPF 30 sunscreen.
Oh, so glass is perfect then. You can just sunbathe in front of glass all you like.
I think
Wait,
so.
wait.
but,
Now you're arguing
this-
against yourself.
Well,
but
no,
this
I was clearly wrong.
I don't know, Josh. Wait, hold up.
Tuesday.
Wait a minute. This is an article that was written by The Sun. So,
Well, clearly a biased source.
That's fine for a lot of reasons.
He's like really trying to get you out there. He's like, if I rate, oh my god, I can't even imagine.
What,
Oh,
how
I
would a
didn't even-
sound like?
Okay, no, you guys have read
If
into
I
that
write
wrong
this
way.
article, they'll find out. Go.
You
What?
guys have just thought that I was making a joke about the Sun. No, I'm actually talking about the news publishing website.
No, I know
The Sun.
that. Oh my
That
god.
is horrifically
course.
biased. Johnny
Thanks
thought I
for
was making
explaining the joke, Jonathan.
Johnny thought I was making a joke about the Sun.
No, of course you weren't. No, because the Sun is that shitty newspaper that always like fakes all the transfers in football and stuff, and people hate the Sun, and they like give the Queen a bunch of shit. Like I know the Sun.
I was just explaining to the people at home.
Okay.
Just in case they got confused.
Well, that was funny.
Jeez.
This is called the Sun.
Say this about people
best-
around the world, but most people know the Sun.
The
Most
best
people are familiar
way
with it.
to really make sure a joke nails and is funny is if you explain it in excruciating detail.
Oh.
Yeah, totally.
That
Is there
if you really explain
Any joke
every
that gets
little-
funnier?
I think this
It's
one
funnier.
here. The more I explain this one, the funnier it's gonna get. People are gonna be really impressed.
I was
There
just
must be
that was
some
great.
kind of joke where the more you explain it, the funnier it gets. Where you just dig deeper and deeper and deeper, and it just.
Well, then it
keeps
just
getting
becomes
funnier.
ironic. It becomes ironic at that
Oh.
point.
And that
It becomes
Yeah, that's
you know,
true.
like one of those
Constant
things.
Circle. Anyway, what about Germany, huh?
No, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that we just had a live show. The first time, like, it's just like, Bren, shut up about
That
your
was
topic.
2 weeks ago. Can you guys believe that?
That's
That
right.
felt like 3 days ago.
So
Wow.
we took a break because Johnny, who's still, I guess, got swine flu, has, even though he's been streaming all the time. So, you know, I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
They
They give me money because they feel sorry for me. So I'm just like, I'm dying. I'm dying. Please give me money for vaccines. And they're like, here's money, sir. Sir, take my
Was
money.
Bren sick or Josh was sick? I don't remember. Someone was sick coming
I'm
out
not
of the
sick.
event.
No, I don't think we were sick. I think we were just
Oh,
busy,
I know my
right?
voice was fucked. So that was great.
We were just
Lol.
busy, right?
Yeah,
My
well,
voice
no.
was a little bit wrecked coming into it, but it was fine. But it was a fun event. I think it was nothing like what we expected
Yeah.
at all. But it was good.
Math
If we-
also
if
made
we
it a
were
bit
to
of a
make
mess,
it-
you know? It's...
If we were to make some adjustments, I think we would.
Remove Matt.
Yeah, maybe next time we
Sure,
just get rid of
sure.
Matt.
We just get rid of Matt altogether. He's the problem. Clearly.
Ruin everything.
I
ruined it all.
rewatched the VOD, and Matt would just bring up, like, Long Island and how he's proud of Long Island. And it's like, dude, chill out. Like, you know.
Yeah, man. You know, I love Long Island.
We got bagels and shit. Like, have you seen our train?
bagels.
My mum actually watched the episode, the live episode, and afterwards
bless
she
her.
said something like, she said she had basically 3 big questions. And I think the first one was, why does Bren always try and 1v1 everyone? Which is actually quite difficult to
Yeah.
explain, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, once I tried to, you know, say to her, oh, you know, it's a character that he plays. Nobody else can quite pull off the ego and the arrogance. And she immediately, as soon as I said the word ego, she was like, oh, talking about ego, that Goldenboy just won't shut up about all the things he's achieved. Really? It's like, no, mum. It's ironic, you know. He's actually a humble little kid from the Bronx that managed to make it. So it's funny when he inflates his own ego. But, you know, I think people out there between the ages of 50 and 60 are getting the wrong impression of us.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we should specifically cater that to that demographic.
What was the third one? What was the third thing?
The third thing, I think, was just like, why is Matt on the show? I think that was the third thing. So
What is
Just
the
mirrors
purpose
it.
of Matt?
Oh man,
Well,
that's good.
I get a lot of comments from people thinking that the Burrito Maker is actually me, as in like that is my day-to-day attitude to life.
how could that be your
We should
day-to-day
totally
attitude?
do like a YouTube sketch where you walk around the town with Widowmaker leggings and the jacket. Just
Yeah, people
topless and just
genuinely-
walk around doing your business and go to the bank and that kind of stuff, you know?
I don't know what it is. It's like people like just comments on like the Burrito Maker videos and tweets and whatnot whenever the Overwatch League social media tweets it. It's just people saying, I can't stand this Bren guy. He's so arrogant thinking he can beat these pro players all the time. Learn when to quit. There's like constant
Learn
comments
when
like
to
that.
quit.
It's like, I don't think John Cena walks around town and you're just like, ba-ba-da-ba. It's like, no, dude. It's like, it's an actor, dude. Like,
Dude,
we
it's-
went for
it's
we
great.
went for some food. We went for breakfast at Egg Slut, which a fantastic place, lovely name. No idea why it's called that. I saw Terry Crews there.
Oh, you
wait,
did?
what?
Saw Terry Crews at Egg Slut. He was
When?
enjoying himself, having a lovely breakfast. He doesn't act like you would expect Terry Crews to act. You know, really normal,
yeah, I met
average
Terry
guy. So
Wait,
Yeah,
when
I
was
remember
this? Oh, of course you have. The Rock's best friend.
when was this? I don't know. Wednesday at 9 a.m. Does that help?
Oh, but it wasn't ours.
Okay. First, I'm just going to comment. I met Terry Crews because I was at an event promoting Titan Games, and he was there promoting America's Got Talent because he's the host of that. That's why I met him. So yes, it was related to The Rock, but not directly related to The Rock. Secondly, Josh, I'm sorry, I got to talk about this. The fact that the sun just keeps on penetrating your face is the funniest thing because you are already painfully white as it is. And
That's
now
true.
you just become whiter. It is impressive. And dare I say, it's horrifying.
I don't know what's happening here, but the sun is
Gollum?
like chasing me around the venue.
Why is this? How is this possible?
Like,
Sun moves
Brent
quite
could
slowly.
use sun right now, and because his camera needs help, but you've got all the sun. Wow, what a friend. Hogging it all up.
Yeah, I mean, the sun is there for everybody. It's really a shared resource for the world. I don't want to profess to be the only person that can take it, but
I'm vibrating my hands at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
What is happening? What is this forehead show? This is chaos.
I've now hired an assistant.
I did want to read one of the reviews that I don't think we had a chance to
sell
read.
out. Let's sell out.
By the way, guys, if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, make sure you leave us a review. We'll read it on the episode. We want to hear from you. Let us know how much you love or hate this show. So that would be awesome. This one, though, I don't know if we've read it. It's from a guy who has binary as their name, guy or gal, who knows?
1011.
Yeah, did we read that one?
I don't know.
No, it's
Literally,
just a regular Twitch viewer. He watches.
Okay.
But the first letter is an I.
Yes, yeah, that guy.
Okay, so it says The Foreheads, Wikipedia. The Foreheads is a free audio and video podcast hosted by Alex Goldenboy Mendez, featuring, I like how it's hosted by me. I can't seem to get away from hosting. Josh Sideshow Wilkinson, Jonathan Johnny with an H Larson, and Bren. And Bren, not Brennan Hook.
Bro, I'm cool with
Bren.
The amount of times I've been going on and on about my distaste for them constantly saying Bren Hook. I hate it. I'm happy with just Bren. Cool.
Okay, fair enough. It was launched on June 5th, 2019, and there's like a 1 there. It has grown to become one of the world's most popular...
Whoa. This is actually on Wikipedia?
No, I don't know.
No. The 1 is just for a source. It's what you type on Wikipedia for like a source.
Fake source.
Yeah.
It has grown to become one of the world's most popular esports, comedy, and variety podcasts, regularly receiving hundreds of views per episode. The show features literally hundreds. The show features a wide array of guests, including Evil Bren, Rat Boy, a fishing village in Sweden, and Goldenboy's mom. The show is notable for being the only podcast recorded directly from heaven in the case of Larson, and a statistical correlation between listening to the podcast and a significant decrease in IQ, as well as an increase in measured joy. Oh, the Forehead signature, you don't know what's going on, and neither do we structure, is reassuring and hashtag relatable to viewers, and their viewership is projected to grow significantly in the future. Citation needed.
Beautiful.
Citation needed. That's great.
Oh my word, that's a good one.
That's one of the best reviews you had.
Our fans are too good to us, honestly. They really are. And I discovered the best of them as well at the Best of Us, the
Best of Us
finals to the Overwatch League.
Mm-hmm.
And Goldenboy, you were there for this moment, and I wanted to talk about this because I did a fan dirty. I did somebody dirty.
Okay.
We were drinking at this. Holy moly, my laptop is hot. I just put my hand on it and then it burnt my hand.
It's gonna explode.
Holy moly, that's hot. Anyway, we went out to a bar like on the Thursday. No, not the Thursday. It might have been a Friday, just before the grand finals, and it's like a classic college bar, big open area. There was unique because they imported their pretzels and bread objects from Germany.
Bread objects.
Really?
Yeah,
Objects.
they imported them same day from Germany every day.
Same day, every day.
That's impressive.
That's an outrageous carbon footprint on every pretzel.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Go on, Bren.
What can
Just
I
go
say?
on.
Anyway, it was a lovely place. They sold a lot of beers, classic kind of like, as I said, college town place. I wasn't drinking that much. I was just gonna have a glass of wine, go to bed, because I wasn't planning on drinking heavily, because I didn't want to drink heavily until the final day of the finals. So I was just chilling, enjoying my night, and we were about to leave when suddenly somebody comes trundling up to me. And I'm thinking, I'm looking around, and I've been people watching for a while, and I can see this is like kind of like a college town place. There's people playing beer pong. It's very raunchy,
rambunctious.
Yeah, rambunctious.
Yes.
Of course.
And I'm just looking around. I can see like so all sorts of characters. And as we're about to leave, somebody walks up to me, hands me a pint, and I in my mind I think, okay, it's just some drunk dude, just like giving me a drink for free. And so I was like, I'm just
nice person.
Yeah, nice guy, just giving me a free drink. Don't recommend accepting free drinks from people for obvious reasons. But I took it because again, I'm a bit of a mad lad, if I do say so myself.
This could have gone so wrong.
Yeah, I took it and I was like, cheers, pal. But I decided instead of saying cheers, pal, I thought, I'm going to fuck this guy. So I said, thank you very much.
You're going to fuck this guy?
No, I'm going to fuck with him.
Okay, let's clarify that one.
What did you say to him?
I can't hear myself. I got noise cancelling headphones, so I don't know what voice I can do.
That was horrific.
Hear it back. But I was putting on a German accent.
That wasn't a German accent.
I know it wasn't, but the noise cancelling, I've had to take one off so I can actually hear myself. When I have this on, I can't hear myself, so I don't know what I sound like. But basically,
right, give us your best German.
It's like, oh yes, thank you, thank you very much.
Why would you not say danke? Why would you like? I
said danke schön, friend. I am from Germany. I am here on a little work vacation. Thank you very much. Yes. And I started pretending to be German and pretended to speak German to this guy just to mess with him. And I was like, his reaction was like, he was looking at me like, okay, all right, cool. And like I was talking, he was still trying to talk to me. So I was like trying to hold this conversation with this German accent whilst also speaking German. I know 2 words of German. I know Dankeschön. And that's it.
Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, and Sprachen Sie Deutsch. I also said Sprachen Sie Deutsch.
Nice.
I had a long conversation for 5 minutes, really selling the idea that I was this German businessman here on work.
Businessman? What business?
Yeah, I don't know. I just said I'm here for work. I didn't go into detail about that.
Dear Lord.
But at the end, he says, "Well, see you on Sunday."
No, yeah. Oh my God.
I just looked at him like. Oh, fuck you.
What an ass.
Why would you assume he wasn't a fan in the first place? Why would you try and mess with a random person in Philly and not think that he might well be a fan, given that there's a huge Overwatch event happening there?
What up?
Because I just assume nobody knows me. I don't know.
I mean, dude, that is hilarious.
And I remember starting to tell you the story outside Goldenboy, and you just immediately went, shh, 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 and you put your hand over my mouth and said, save it for foreheads. I saved it for foreheads. There you go.
Dude, oh my God. So here's the Philly was great because we actually we got to meet a bunch of people, and a whole mess of folks came out to the event, and it was awesome. But the thing that was particularly hilarious for me was like, I oftentimes don't know that if people know who I am or whatever. And it didn't really dawn on me until me, Cynthia, and Doa actually were doing some sightseeing around Philadelphia. And we're just waiting on random lines, and then people are just coming up to us and like, can we take a picture? And I'm like wondering, like, all the people around me who are not Overwatch fans are probably like, what is going on right now?
Yeah.
Why do people want to take a random picture with this brown person? This doesn't make any sense.
I think other people tend not to refer to you as a brown person.
No, I totally think
in day-to-day life.
You think they do? Well, I mean, you haven't lived in America long, Josh.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, maybe. I don't think that phrase ever pops into my head or anybody else's.
Jesus Christ! I'm streaming this on Sideshow's channel tomorrow.
The best part down and me and Doa were waiting out.
You're cutting out.
No.
What's been going on with your internet connection?
He's
Alex?
disappeared. He's just teleported.
He's teleported away.
He was actually having issues for ages. He was trying to fix it.
Try now.
Yeah, it's in 6. No, it's
you're just lagging a bit, I think.
Yeah, Optimum Online can go to hell.
No, but you sound decent though. You sound like Orisa.
Okay, hold on, just one. We're waiting for
no, he started trying to tell a story and it's broken again.
He's gone. I think his internet connection is just allergic to funny stories. Yeah. As soon as Alex tries to tell an anecdote, it shuts him down. As long as he's just doing his hosting duties, it's perfectly fine. As soon as he tries to tell an anecdote, it's like, shut him down, lock him down, get him out of here.
I love it as well because he doesn't want to say anything. He just has to shake his head. He can't say anything because he just sits there and giggles. He sits there and shakes his head.
I don't know if it's still broke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very unlucky.
Oh, Bren, can you tell the story for him?
Well, I just wanted to say, like, it's obvious why. I mean, people are probably looking in at people taking pictures of you and Doa, and they're probably thinking, hey, this guy just must be super popular. They search you up, they realize, yeah, he just got into the entertainment industry because he's friends with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
So, my favorite thing is when someone recognizes me and they're like, you have a nice chat, whatever. They take a picture and it's like, that was pretty cool. Like, fan walks away. And then the people around that guy are just like, is that a celebrity? Like, are we supposed to know this guy? And then, even though they don't know who you are, and like, they don't even know you're into gaming or whatever, they just start treating you nicer anyway. Because it's like, if he's remotely famous, then I have to be even nicer to them than I would be to a regular human. And I'm like, no, that's not how you work. You're supposed to be nice to everyone, like regardless, what they do or whatever. But instead, they're just like, coffee's on the house. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, you don't even know who I am. Like, it's just random actions like that. I think that's the most fun. Just like
they assume that you're an NBA player because you're 8 foot tall.
Oh, it's a luxury. I should go with that story more often. I should write down a story, like a plot about how I'm an NBA player. It's like I'm in a practice squad. I flew from Sweden. I'm Jurebko's brother. I think it worked.
I've never had that, but I think I understand why it would happen in LA, right? Because people move out there to try and make it in the entertainment industry, and then if they see any opportunity to jump on it, they will. I've had to just stop telling people what I do in Ubers whenever they ask.
Oh yeah, that's such a drag to explain. Like, what is esports?
It's not even explaining it. It's just like I used to tell them, I'm like, I work on a show out at the Burbank Studios, and that just gets the worst kind of responses from people because it's like immediately like I'll end up exiting the Uber with a business card from them, like every time. So I just start telling people that I work in production. And so like, what do you do? I'm just like, I'm just a producer on a show, and then they're like, okay, so like what? Like most of the time, actually, I find that they refuse to believe it. They're like, so you're like a PA, and I'm like, no, I just produce a show. Came out here to produce it, and they're like, okay, and I just don't really know how to react.
You don't look like you would have a good job.
Yeah, because I dress like I'm homeless.
Yeah,
I'm not joking. For this event, I don't know if I can even show you adequately. Basically, the whole issue I had when I was packing stuff. I love as well just looking at Alex's cam and he's just smiling to himself. He can't say anything. It's phenomenal. He's just lagging out of control.
It's such a scuffed episode. I love it.
Yeah. But so I just threw a bunch of clothes into my backpack or into my bag to bring for tip of the hats. And I didn't plan any outfits. I brought 2 pairs of formal trousers, trainers, sports shoes, or my gym shoes, a bunch of trainers as well that I bought, a bunch of sport socks, my Brito Maker fur jacket, and T-shirts. And
why did you only bring formal trousers? You only brought shirts when you went to the grand finals, and you only bring formal trousers to an event where you're going to be sat on a couch. Is it because you didn't want to show moose knuckle again? What?
Well, because it's not shorts weather, and these are the only trousers I have, but they're very formal. They're very lovely patterns, but they just don't go with my footwear. So I literally, I don't know how to describe myself. I mean, how would you describe my outfit today?
I'd say from the waist to the ankle, you look like a respectable human being. and then the rest of you is a mishmash of random stuff. And it's
But he's
hard
smart.
to really
He doesn't have to
tell
show the lower part of his body. He's just being tactical about
He
it.
does though. As soon as not right now, sure, but when we're actually on the tip of the hats, it's like a full set show, right? So you're on a couch, you're on a hosting station. You see the entire body.
Oh, that's true.
That's why shorts are so dangerous.
Are you going live today?
The cameras directly. I know. No, it's this weekend. Yeah, so if anyone wants to tune in, I don't think Bren even explained what it was earlier on, but it's a.
I tried to. I got interrupted. Rude.
It's a charity organization that raises money for children's oncology services, which it sends children with cancer to camp, or children that have previously had it, so that they can have normal childhood experiences and be able to meet other people that have been through the same things. It helps them cope because it's a lot to go through as a kid, and there's a bunch of different gaming stuff that goes on at the same time. But Bren is notorious for wearing shorts during these kind of things, and you can just see straight up his bright white thighs.
If we ever start selling something, we should all just do it for charity, and we should just create a fund where all the donations go to like all of the people who drive trucks these days, and when AI takes over, they're going to take those truckers' jobs. We just donate all the charity money to those guys driving trucks. I feel like that would be our charity cause of choice.
I should be back now.
You are.
Yeah, I am a freaking internet, bro. I swear to God. All right.
Angry you were. You had so much to say, but you couldn't say it.
Okay, let me just say real quick. No. First, I'm going to talk about why Optimum is literally the worst.
Okay.
So
NMA
yesterday. So so for those guys who live in New York, you probably are familiar with the internet service provider Optimum, and so back when I was younger, I used to have them at my mother's home, right? And
here goes Goldenboy's mother. Here we go.
Yeah, she's back in the episode.
She's back.
And the issue, so back in the day, right? When the internet was like coming up here in New York, right? Like no one really like paid attention to like how your connection was being serviced or where the cables were lined up and stuff. What ended up occurring was that they, for some reason, connected the lockbox where the internet was for my entire neighborhood, right, in someone else's backyard, and the cables were actually, it looked like a hodgepodge of just wires that were just all thrown together, right? Remember
that kind of stuff together?
I don't know. And I remember the tech because I had so many problems that I called, and they finally sent someone out there who knew what they were doing. And the guy like straight up looked, he was like, "Where's your line coming from?" He like walks outside. He's like, sees where the cable is, because we lived in a house like in the Bronx. Then he looks up and he sees it, and he sees the box, and the words he says will stick with me to this day. He's like, "Oh crap, that's a fire hazard." That's like the first thing he sees and says. So they came back and they rewired everything. Obviously, though, they didn't make it easy for me because I had to go to my neighbor, and I was a child, by the way, and I had to go to my neighbor and tell them that they need to come into her house because they have to go to the backyard and rewire. It's so stupid. Anyway, this problem is still happening with me all these years later, right? And the issue is like I'll have internet, right? And then out of nowhere, the connection will just drop. It will just drop, right? I can't do anything. I can't say anything. I can't stream. I can't play video games, like, because the connection would just randomly drop. And then when I would call them, they would be like, "Oh, we're seeing our issues with your connection right now." I was like, "Yeah, right now, you idiot. Clearly, it's not like, like when it happens, I would love to be on the phone with you when it happens, you freaking boob." Moving forward, though, they sent the guy out to my home, and he rewired everything. And he was like, and the guy was very thorough, and I really appreciate it. And he was like, "Your problem should be fixed now." Great. 30 minutes later, problem was still there. I get a phone call right before I leave for finals from this woman named Juanita. Okay. And she's like,
Juanita sounds like an absolute babe.
Oh yeah, well, she hits me with the sass right away. She's all like, "Yeah, what's your problem?
Let me try starting it over, restarting it."
No. She was from the field tech supervisor's office, so she was not like customer.
She's pretty high up.
Yeah. She was actually like.
She's got a good job. I'm
happy for her.
Like a cat. She should.
I'm happy for her,
Alex.
She's clearly doing well for herself. Respect. But here's the problem. she was all like, well, we'll keep in touch with you about this issue, yada yada. It should be fixed by Monday. I come back Monday, problem's not fixed. I try and get in touch with them. They leave me no contact information. When I ask if I can get in contact with them, they're straight up saying to me no.
Oh,
like
wait,
they will call me.
Oh, never mind. It's good.
Okay, stop breaking things,
go
Johnny.
on.
Long story short, it's already been long, but basically, prom's still happening. So I officially filed a complaint with the FCC.
Wow.
Because I was talking to their customer service representative yesterday on their web chat, and this is web chat, and the lady told me, and I'm gonna pull this up because this thing is absolutely. I took screenshots of everything because I think it was the most egregious thing I'd ever heard in my life.
Egregious is such a good word.
Oh, dude, egregious is a phenomenal.
Erogenous.
No.
Oh, let's start saying erogenous all the time.
Egregiously erogenous.
Yeah.
So
Makes me erogenous when you say egregious.
So I had asked her because I was like, I haven't had my service for a while now. This is clearly an issue. I then say I would like a refund or a credit due to the problem. Is that possible? She then says, since this is a temporary interruption of service due to natural events, we will not be able to issue credit to your account. Your service should be restored momentarily, and we are working to avoid any further inconveniences. And then I'm like, and then she says, in case your situation persists, honestly, I would recommend going to the closest store and obtain a modem replacement. They already did that. I wanted to speak to the freaking field tech supervisor. That's all I wanted to. And instead, I ended up getting paired up with this lady in the Optimum customer service when I did the web chat. And I was just like, what? So that was it. That was the tipping point. And then I officially filed a complaint with the FCC.
They said a natural cause. Like, what?
Yeah,
how do they even know that?
specify.
Like a squirrel's chewing through your modem or something. There's no way that they could even know.
Didn't specify.
Lightning or wild animal.
Sounds like
or an act of Jesus.
Sounds like this is your first time dealing with an internet service provider, Alex. So I'm going to move the conversation along because we've all dealt with this, and it's just funny to hear you.
Have you guys ever watched Joey Diaz on Joe Rogan?
No, I've never heard of him actually.
Never heard of him? No.
I hear Brennan Puckett talking about it all the time.
I feel like Goldenboy is our version of Joey Diaz, but instead of talking about doing coke in the 80s and getting blowjobs and getting high, we have Goldenboy talking about internet stories and bathing in poop.
I hate you guys. You guys are the absolute worst.
I appreciate it.
You're not.
I love you, Goldenboy. To the issues that you've been having.
PG-13 Joey Diaz, kind of.
Oh, Lord,
but just with a less cool voice.
I'm actually surprised. I've been in the States for almost 2 years, never had internet problems. It's great. Yeah, no, we love you, Alex.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we love you.
Bren, what did you want to talk about? You freaking.
Oh, nothing.
I think you should go on vacation, Goldenboy.
Yeah, I was just trying to move your conversation along.
Goldenboy, I think you should go on vacation.
I'm on vacation right now.
Yeah,
you're on vacation now?
Yeah, I'm on vacation right now.
What are you doing?
I'm just at home chilling. It's been great. I've loved every minute of it.
I think you should go to like Portugal or something.
No, I don't want to do that. Has Cynthia been talking to you? Because this is not what I want right now.
Go to Iceland, bro.
I've been to Portugal. I've been to Iceland.
Oh wow, look at you, huh?
You been to South Korea before?
I've been to South Korea. I've been to Japan.
I've been to South Korea before.
Huh? Yeah, you've been to South Korea. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I just booked the entire month of January to go to South Korea.
Why, Josh? Were you with Bren during this process?
I was with him when he made this decision.
Yes. What did you say to Bren?
I said, "How do you know you're going to be free during the month of January? And why are you going on your own? And do you know that it's going to be very cold?" And he said, "Yes, I've got formal trousers and my Bridowmaker jacket, so don't worry about the cold." He said, "I've been in touch with the people." I don't know who the people are, but he's been in touch with the people apparently, and that means that he knows he's going to be free. And he's going on his own, but he knows people, and he's going to head over to Japan and just bounce back and forth between the two countries like a.
So why are you going from South Korea to Japan and then from Japan to South Korea back?
Just because I can. Because like a round trip flight from Seoul to Japan is like $100.
One of the most
Wouldn't
interesting
it be
things
less
though,
if you went from the States to South Korea to Japan and then to America?
No. Why?
Because wouldn't you fit in less trips?
Yeah, but also, I mean, he wants to spend more time in South Korea than Japan. You don't always have to only travel in one direction around the globe.
No, I'm just saying that would be convenient, wouldn't it? Never mind. Just go on. Rave about Korea, Bren.
Not really, because.
But who are the people?
Who are the
Apex.
People? Wolf, Seth.
No. Who are the people that you spoke to that cleared you that you're good for January?
The big boss.
Okay, who's? You know what? I don't want to dive into this.
I spoke to the person who is most likely going to be doing a lot of my organizational stuff, and I was given the clear as in essentially we don't really know what days you're needed for, so just book the trip. Is what I was told.
I love that. It's like at the worst case scenario, we'll be able to function without you, so don't worry about it.
Yeah,
just go.
Basically, it just implies that I'm, they can.
How are you going to do the podcast?
Well, I'm just not. I'll just do it from Korea.
They do have internet in South Korea. I don't know whether anyone knew about this, but they actually have internet connections much better than yours, Alex, in South Korea.
Okay, well, you can just.
Is everyone else
right off?
Is it just me?
No, it's sort of it's been like this all call.
It's just scuffed.
Yeah.
What, the flickering? You guys seen the flickering?
No, well, I can hear robotic.
There's a lot of problems that we're having right now.
But I'm actually interested in perhaps going with you, at least for a week or so.
I'm going by myself. I don't want to go with you.
Damn.
Got him.
Slaughtered live on air.
No, go on. Tell me.
Oh God, he doesn't want to say anything.
He's gone silent.
He's just giving you evil eyes the entire time.
He's gone silent. Oh dear, that is great. Look, when you go to obviously when you're in Korea,
you're not going to survive for more than a week.
Well, man, are we trying to?
You're going to get trashed in a taxi, dude.
Johnny knows some people in Korea. He's going to get
I know the people.
Arms and your legs broken.
I'll call up the Ramada gang. It's over for you.
Wait, but actually, the way that we started this podcast was you talking about pretending to be German. And then when you just enjoy messing with people that you randomly meet. Didn't you also mess with people when you were in China? Doing the exact same thing, trying to make them believe that you were from there or something? Or when you were talking to Chinese people?
Yeah, you're robotic, and I don't know if it's me. Am I robotic?
No.
It could just be that your laptop's about to explode, honestly.
It's very warm. But yeah, when I was a kid, I used to do some not very cool stuff on the internet. So I used to play Runescape, and I would break the rules of Runescape, and I would buy gold, which would break the terms of service of Runescape. I used to buy gold from Chinese gold farmers.
Lock him up.
Yeah, this is my admittance. But as I was a kid, I also liked to mess with people. So what I would do is the old websites, I don't know if it still works like this, but you used to go on it and you used to open up the live chat, and that's how you would organize your delivery of gold. And I realized over time that these people were not from America or whatever, they were actually from China. And I would mess with them a little bit. And one of the ways I like to mess with them was by pretending I lived in China and and that I was looking for work. And what I would end up doing as an 11-year-old kid was I would catfish these Chinese gold farmers into meeting up with me in random cities in China.
Oh, no.
For interviews that I just wouldn't turn up for because I was an 11-year-old kid just messing with people in China. So I would say they were like, "Oh, do you know this city in China?" And they were like, "Yeah, I know Guangzhou." I'm like, "Oh, yes. What about this province?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm familiar with it." "Oh, can we meet here in 2 days' time around 12 for an interview?" And they'd be like, yes, absolutely, okay. What is your name? And I just type in random Chinese names, full names of adult males, and give them it. They'd be like, okay, well, we'll see you then. And I'm like, yeah. And I would do this as a kid because I was just a dickhead.
That is crazy. I mean,
there are probably a bunch of people in China that couldn't get proper job interviews, and you're an 11-year-old kid from the UK that's just rocking up with 10.
Well, maybe they should have shown some initiative, huh? And
Put that on your resume.
Pull your bootstraps up and start interviewing.
Bro, I just feel like everyone who comes from the RuneScape community is just you, but worse. You know?
Yeah,
like
what worse?
They're way worse.
Yes. Yeah, like, dude, I've never heard of a RuneScape person that or a person that played RuneScape that I think was like a good person, you know? Like I feel like
right.
everyone was very horrible.
I played RuneScape when I was a kid.
I played RuneScape.
You're all terrible people.
What? I'm an innocent Swede. I've never hurt anybody.
Not true.
No,
yeah,
actually,
I have sent very
how many
rude
fish have
messages.
you killed, Johnny?
Oh, but they deserved it. I needed food.
Did you actually go fishing as a child?
Wait, what?
Your bare
Because
hands,
I know we always joke about you going mackerel fishing and being from a fishing village and stuff, but did you even go fishing as a kid?
Yeah, of course I went fishing.
All right, well, now I'm offending you by even asking the question in the first place.
That's offensive as heck, dude.
Why? I mean, how did you fish? Did you fish you went out on boats and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, there were different kinds of ways. So usually me and my dad, we would go to like a bridge and we just drop in.
rope.
No, we wouldn't throw it. You just kind of drop it in and you wait for a bit.
A bridge in a river?
Yeah, you just drop the line down.
It's not a river.
No,
it's not a river. It's like a smaller river. It's like
mackerel are in the sea, aren't they?
Yeah, but I'm not only fishing mackerel. There's more than mackerel in the ocean. You absolutely pega. Sometimes we'd go in the dock, and in the dock we'd have eels. I've always told you guys about eel. I loved fishing for eel. Sometimes we go in the boats, but then you're not really. Yeah, then you're fishing mackerel, and then you go to lakes, and you go out in a smaller boat, and you could throw it out and fish for salmon and stuff.
I actually have a great story about fishing. Huh? What?
I'm just asking Johnny if he misses fishing because if it was a big part of his life in his childhood.
I would love to go fishing with you guys. I think that would be great content.
Great.
Yo, let's go fish.
I used to have an old crazy uncle that would take me fishing, and I have a very set memory in my head of the first time I caught a fish and it wouldn't die. And the guy's method of killing them was to whack its head against the railing, right?
Yeah,
I guess he would stun it, but I guess it would kill it as well.
In Sweden, you just have a baton and you just kind of whip its head out.
Sure, yeah, just bludgeon the fish to death. Seems very reasonable, but it wouldn't die. It just kept wriggling forever. I was sawing its head off, and it was still flapping. It was actually a little traumatizing.
Yeah,
I have some traumatic fishing stories that you just brought up.
Really?
In my head, yeah.
Wait. Goldenboy had one first, and then we got to Bren.
Well, my story was simply that years ago I went fishing. Well, not really fishing with my uncle. We went to get crawfish, and I guess you just they would walk up on the side of this bridge, and then we would just drop the line down with a little bit of bait, and then the little fuckers would grab on, and then we'll just pull them up and throw them into a case or whatever.
It sounds like a highly ineffective method to catching crayfish. Because use nets.
100%. Yeah, well, we didn't have that. Okay, so screw you, man. We're a bunch of Puerto Ricans. We don't fish. Moving forward, though, we just fry everything.
Of course, Puerto Ricans fish.
Nah,
what
totally not. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. We brought them back home, and I remember my mother was like, "Oh yeah, if you get some fish, I can cook it." But none of us caught fish because we're all terrible at fishing against Puerto Ricans. We just don't fish. So then we brought the crayfish back, or the crawfish, or whatever they're called. My mom opened the thing and freaked out. She was like, "I can't cook with this. Put it back!" And then we had to drive back down.
Put it back.
Put the poor bastards back into the ocean because we couldn't do anything with them. My mom refused to touch it. She was like, "I'm not cooking this at all. What is this that you just brought me?" She's yelling at us, cursing in Spanish, and then we just took everything and put it back into the water.
Definitely
was she scared of
crayfish.
Well, yeah, I mean, no one wants to touch it, and then and she just didn't want to really mess
Well, you have
around
to boil them alive, so it is a bit freaky if you never done it.
Oh yeah, and here's the thing: we didn't have the internet, and we're all relatively not good at survival. So I think that we had no idea what to do.
Yeah.
So I think that also kind of played a role.
Oh no, it's all good, dude. You get the water boiling, you get some dill in there, you just slam them in, they start hissing, good stuff. Then when they change color,
the air escapes from their exoskeleton, and you can hear the screams of them.
I
Is
still
that
have
what
memories.
is that how it happens?
No,
Yeah.
so well,
I think it is actually. Yeah.
Yeah, wait, what did you say? There's like air, right?
The air escapes
air,
from the cracks in their joints and their exoskeletons.
But
Yeah.
do they make noise like
It
them?
sounds like
no.
they're screaming. They don't make noise.
People would say like, oh, it's the crab screaming or whatever, but it's actually just like air coming out of their skull because it's like
If
boiling
fish
water.
did actually scream, if crabs and lobsters and stuff did scream, no, everyone would be a vegetarian. No one would be able to cook them. They'd just be like, please don't hurt me. Like, no one would be able to do that. It would be emotional trauma.
No. I think humans in general would just be mentally stronger about it. Because in the past, people had to do it for survival. They had to do it. Yeah,
I think Johnny's onto something.
We just get used to the fish
we
screaming.
always had to do it. We wouldn't even think twice.
We would just be more evil.
We wouldn't stop eating wild boar. Like when you ever strangled a wild boar.
Yeah, but you don't boil a wild boar.
Have you ever strangled a wild boar,
Strangled?
They scream. Let me tell you that for free. They scream.
No, they wouldn't be able to scream because they don't get any air.
They squeal like that.
Bren,
They
I need to
Like
know
a
the
lorry
story
reversing.
when you strangled a wild boar.
I'm going to tell you the story of my traumatic fishing stories.
Yeah, go for that.
But I remember one of my first times fishing. Yeah, we're gonna move past it. I remember just like throwing out the. Oh God, where's my? Hello.
Yeah,
My
you're
screen is
here.
small. There we go.
We hear you. Don't worry about it.
Threw out the line and like I couldn't see the line anywhere. Couldn't see the lure. Couldn't see the hook. I was like, where the heck is it gone? So I went up to the dude and I was like, oh, my strings disappeared. My lure, my line is gone. And the guy's like,
Who's
no,
the
it's
dude? Your fishing tutor?
just the guy who's there. It's like one of these rivers that you could pay to access and fish out of.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And the dude, and he was like, and you can like rent a pole or whatever. And he's like, no, it's right here. And just like took the hook out of my thumb. I had hooked my thumb by accident, and it had gone straight into my thumb.
Oh,
Not as painful as it sounds.
No.
That sounds horrific, especially because most of the hooks are barbed. So if you get them in that far, they won't come out.
It wasn't that bad. It was a small hook.
Oh, Jesus, that sounds awful. That was one of my biggest fears when I would actually cast in, was catching like somebody or somebody catching me. Because people flick those bad boys around and they got barbs on them. You catch somewhere, you just...
Yeah.
You're off.
Well, it's actually not that painful because it's small. It's just like, I've noticed that pain is just like a fear of, what happens next, or like fear of what is actually happening.
I didn't even realize it had happened when I was a kid. I was just going around like, oh, my line's got fuck, and just like, obviously I didn't say what the fuck at the time because my language was very clean back then. But I went up to the bloke and he was like, oh yes, in your thumb, and I was like, what? It's in your thumb.
Yeah.
He like pulled it out of my thumb, and I was like, oh, okay.
That's why like some people can like walk on flames or whatever, because they're just like, oh, it's not painful because they have a good understanding of like what's happening, or like mindfulness and that kind of shit. It's just
Oh, but that's not something you need to train for, though. You can walk across coals, no problem, because you don't.
But you would like
weight on each foot.
It's cold.
Oh right, yeah. If you randomly if you're randomly forced to do it,
but they just
have
walk.
any knowledge of it. Yeah.
bro, I'm like, there's just so many like discoveries we've had in this episode. It's just been just so many things have transpired here. I don't know how I feel. And I still need to know what the hell happened with the wild boar. I'm not going to let that one go. That's a story for another time.
They just squeal.
No, I need to know.
Especially if you don't kill them properly.
Yeah, you see, these are things I need to know, okay? These are...
it's a very loud animal. I personally...
No, I need to know the story.
I've never killed a wild boar. I just know that the boars, very loud animals. And when threatened, they make squealing noises.
Yeah.
So they're a lot like you.
It was playing into Johnny's point about humans. We didn't sway away from eating pork because of the noise of them. If fish screamed, we would be used to it. It would just be a thing that fish did.
I will say though,
fish screamed in the water.
If humans in this day and age would kill their own food, like we probably would eat more veggies and stuff like that because we'd be less inclined to actually hurt animals. So, just because they like process this in factories and stuff, then we'd eat more veggies. I disagree.
If it was normalized that we went out to hunt for our own food, I think we would
Johnny's
be very
right,
used to it
as well. I think personally, just think about this, like people from sort of hunter with hunting in their culture, they're very respectful of the animals that they kill, and it's generally good customs to use every single part of the animal that is killed. Like they try to be as respectful as at the end of the day, because you are taking a life away. And when you just buy a burger off of a shelf, you lose a lot of the implications, and I guess is you detach yourself away from the idea that this was an animal. So I think that we would probably eat less. Go on.
Unless it's an Impossible Burger covered in peri-peri. Because we just found, Bren keeps talking about Gloucester Grill all the time. We found a peri-peri place here in Skokie, Illinois. Where I didn't even know this place existed.
Okay.
That is actually apparently the best peri-peri place in the whole of the U.S. according to Brent.
Yeah, I've ate a lot of peri-peri chicken in the America so far.
Wow.
Nothing compared to Gloucester Grill until this point.
Whoa.
Up until this point.
Does Gloucester
Nando's
Grill
is trashed here.
Nando's is trashed here, by the way.
Nando's is not trashed here.
People keep at me saying, what about Nando's? Cheeky lads, on tour. No, piss off with that.
Goldenboy had Nando's 2 times in 1 weekend.
It's but
well, Johnny watches my story.
Yes, I do. Of course, I watch your story. You're my best friend. 2 times
in 1 weekend.
Yeah. So what happened?
Do you not watch my story?
I watch your guys' stories all the time.
But you never replied to me. Well, okay. What did I last upload on my Instagram?
No, I know this. I want.
What was on my story? What was on my story?
No, wait, that's the wrong person.
What was on my story?
Hold on. I don't know this stuff. I'm not looking it up at all. I'm not looking it up.
What was on my story?
Here's the thing, you haven't posted a story.
No, but before that,
since you posted a story.
But before
here,
that, I remember. This was like 2 weeks ago. I remember.
I'll give you a hint, Alex. It's probably just.
Holy crap! You posted this picture from you from Casa Bonita.
Yeah,
dude,
I love that picture.
Turn up.
Wait, what? No, I don't love that picture, but it's a cool picture.
Turn up.
Yo, Casa Bonita was lit.
The Casa Bonita was not lit, but
of Gloucester Grill versus the Port of Peri Peri.
Is that what it's called? The Port of Peri Peri?
We went to the Port of Peri Peri.
Wow, they are the port of Peri Peri.
The chicken. So I've been twice now. So the first time I was like, this is my usual when I go to Gloucester. Okay, when I go to Gloucester Grill, I get the chicken burger. I get it extra hot, and I get it with cheese, and I get a side of fries, and I get some peri mayo. Got the same thing here. They had the exact same. I was like, all right, you already know this is a proper peri peri joint, because they ain't skimping on the peri mayo. They ain't skimping on the peri fries. They are not skimping on any aspect of this experience. I sit down, they give you a plate, they give you the burger. First of all, ciabatta roll. Excelente. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Fantastic bread. Usually in Gloucester Grill, it's like a more basic bun, but still pretty good. They actually char grill the bun as well.
Ooh.
So they char grilled. They char grilled.
They didn't do that with the ciabatta here.
They didn't do it with the ciabatta.
Gloucester Grill they do. So Gloucester Grill was still the better food, honestly, still the better peri peri. But this place came very, very close.
But you literally just said that it's better than Gloucester Grill.
No. I said it's the best in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough. So
how dare I offend you? I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But the bun, fantastic. The tomato and the lettuce that they used, also fantastic. It wasn't lettuce. It might have been lettuce. I don't know what it was.
But you said Impossible Burger. Who had the Impossible Burger?
Well, I'm getting to that point, Alex. Chill.
Get to the damn story. Stop talking about the lettuce.
Now, the chicken, they marinate for about 24 hours.
20-minute tangent about lettuce.
The chicken, they marinate for about 24 hours. They got their own unique spices or whatever that they brought over from Portugal. I respect it. And honestly, the chicken was pretty good. I thought all of it was vegetarian fed. It was pretty nicely done, actually. The chicken was lovely. My only issue with it is it's a little bit dry inside, which means that usually it hasn't been marinated for a long enough time. Gloucester Grill, I know that they just perpetually marinate the chicken, and they just take it out and they put it straight on the flame grill ASAP. That's where you get the prime. The juice is still in it, doesn't run off or whatever. For this, they only marinate it for 24 hours, and they take it out, and then they flame grill it a little bit later. You lose some of the moisture from the insides of the chicken that way.
24 hours is a long time to marinate.
24 hours is fucking forever, dude.
Yeah, but all in all, a pretty good joint. And,
wait, is it because Gloucester Grill isn't getting a lot of business? That's why their chicken's marinating for such a long time?
Yes. Gloucester Grill, you'll be lucky to get a seat in Gloucester Grill, you little shit.
Okay.
How many times do you get food poisoning at Gloucester Grill?
Never. And I ate every day when I was in the UK last year. I ate Gloucester Grill every day.
But I saw pictures. It was empty.
It depends when you go. Like, you go morning time, a little bit empty. You know? But afternoon
Get to the
evening,
freaking Impossible Burger.
So,
that's all I
here we
care
go.
about.
I'm so hungry.
I look at the menu and I see they've got the Peri Peri Impossible Burger on the menu. Never had an Impossible Burger before. Didn't know what to expect. How could vegetables possibly taste like meat? It is impossible. Hence the name Impossible Burger. Well, I came into it with the lowest of expectations. I ordered the Peri Peri Impossible Burger. And normally Peri Peri sauces are not meant for beef, not meant for these beef patties. You're meant to just pretty much only use it on chicken. You can mix the spices in with some sauces as well. But traditionally, it's only really served with chicken. So it was an interesting experience for me. But I ordered this burger. And this time I get it extra spicy. Picante, okay? You hear me?
Picante,
real spicy.
Whoa.
Real spicy.
You know it's spicy.
God.
It comes down in front of me. First of all, I inspect it. Take the bun off. This time, not a ciabatta bun, slightly different. But again, no issues with it. The breading was very good on the bun. Take it off. It's more like a pretzel roll this time around. Tomatoes, again, beautifully cut. Wonderful execution. The lettuce, also fantastic. The patty itself, I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. This thing, I cut down the middle of it, and it's like a medium rare. It's like a medium rare beef. The texture, like beef. I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. I take a bite. I'm like, no way in hell. There's no way in hell this tastes like beef. Put it in my mouth. I can taste the beef. It mixes perfectly with the spices. And oh my goodness, it was spicy. Washing it down with some of my smart water that I'm still drinking here made it even worse. But I like the spice, I persevered. I came through with it. Eating it, I'm chewing. And I go from there's no way this is going to taste like beef to there's no way this isn't beef. I couldn't believe it. The Impossible Burger, this is the future. Forget lab-grown meat. This stuff, listen, I'll happily just eat every burger from now on like this.
Did they specify that it was vegan? Did they specify it was vegan?
It was vegetarian. I don't know if it's vegan.
It was okay. So I had the Impossible Burger from Burger King the other day. And it was actually really, really good. And me and my wife, like, we don't eat fast food all that much, but she was like, I really want to try it out.
Yeah.
And I did some research on it. So when I was eating it, it was literally the same thing. I was like, there's no way that, this is good. And then, or it tastes like a burger. And then as I was eating it, I turned to her and I was like, are you sure this is not a Whopper? Like this tastes like a Whopper. And when I looked into it, apparently they cook the burger on the same skillet as they would cook the other burgers in. So you're still getting a little bit of the juices from the other meat that was. So I'm wondering if this place, if Port of Peri Peri, cooks their Impossible Burger on the same skillet as they cook their other burgers and their chicken. That is important information because it does dramatically impact the flavor of the burger. Like it's still good, right? But
you're right.
You're not getting vegan. You're like, that's the idea, right? Is to like create this fantasy of like being able to emulate what it is to eat eat meat without actually eating meat. For a lot of people, I know that's like what they try and do when they get imitation beef or imitation chicken.
I don't care if it's cooked in the other juices.
But yeah, because you're not a vegan or a vegetarian. Right. But if you were a vegetarian or a vegan, that would be a problem.
Sure, yeah.
But even then, it's not that much of a problem, right? Because the end result is that the meat consumption has been reduced. Like if the place only cooked one beef burger a day and all the rest were Impossible Burgers and it still made the flavor good, I mean that's still a net positive, an enormous net positive for any vegetarian person. So,
I don't think that's how that works.
Oh no, it definitely is. I know a bunch of vegetarians who would object to the fact. But when you look at like the ethical argument for it, of course that's the case.
Well, what is the argument against it? It's like,
well, some people just don't like they want to cut everything out. They
don't want to eat meat. Period. They don't want to have the juices of meat. They don't want to have any of the. They just don't want any of it.
Wait, so what does an Impossible Burger actually consist of? Like what kind of veggies are
it?
Soy?
Johnny.
Witchcraft? Yeah, because I haven't had it, and I don't know if I believe this.
There's no way it's not beef, mate. When I was buying it, I was like, what in the Lord's name is this?
I'm still a bit of a skeptic because I've never had it. But I'm also just like, well, because it's like ground... It's just like, well, it's not ground beef, but it's like ground veggies, I guess. it's like there's no way you can replicate that with say steak, because steak.
So I'm looking
is
it up
like
right
a
now.
singular thing, you know. It's not.
I don't think you could make like a fillet steak out of this kind of stuff.
Well, they're trying. I mean, there's many YouTube videos of them trying to do lab meat, right? But
lab meat is different. Lab meat is actual meat, as far as I'm aware. Those are two different things.
Yeah, they're like copying the DNA or some shit.
Sure. It's only really possible, I think, because you already have that kind of mashed up, hashed texture of the beef burger to begin with. That's what you're trying to replicate.
So this is I'm looking right now, and this is it says what ingredients are in the Impossible Burger. Impossible Foods' unprecedented burger concoction is built on 4 ingredient foundations: protein, fat, binders, and flavor. The protein in an Impossible Burger isn't animal flesh. Rather, it's a blend of soy and potato proteins. This is different from the Impossible Burger 1.0, which used wheat protein. Soy has had a bad reputation with some, but Impossible's vice president of nutrition has some thoughts about whatever. The juicy sizzle.
So the CEO of the burger is like, we use legit stuff. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, the juicy sizzle when an Impossible Burger hits the pan or grill comes from coconut.
Off the website?
No. It's from CNET. But yeah,
it's like an advertisement. The juice.
Anyway,
that's a boomer website.
The sizzle comes from coconut and sunflower oils, the burger's fat sources, and it holds everything together. And then apparently they use another thing called methyl cellulose, a bulk forming binder that also serves as a source of fiber. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, well.
So I'm assuming the Impossible Burger is a company, and then they're licensing their stuff out to other people to then use in their restaurant.
Yes, that's how it works. And I think they're called Impossible Foods or something like that.
That's the company's name.
Burger.
So is it like FDA approved or something? Like, do we know that it's legit? Because like these days, there's so many things that like people are like, it's healthy or whatever, and then it turns out that it was actually bad for you. Because there was some shitty thing in it. I mean, that happened for like...
red meat's really bad for you anyway, so...
Well, some people now claim that it's a myth, and there was a big post in a big newspaper that red meat actually isn't that bad for you due to recent studies.
I also heard that recently.
There was a big... There was a big... I don't know if it was like Washington Post or some shit like that.
Did you hear this from the David Sinclair, Joe Rogan Experience podcast?
No. It was like a legit news article that was like lengthy with tons of recent studies as source.
Do you think that there's a lobby though? There's going to be a meat lobby, right? Like people,
absolutely.
Because
that's like the whole vaping stuff that's going on at the moment. Like the Juul company that started this entire scare about vaping is owned by the tobacco industry. Like this smells terrible. I don't mean the flavor of it.
It's so bad. Okay, all this stuff that we're seeing and hearing, like, I wonder if like the farming industry will then again though, I mean it has been struggling because of tariffs and all this other stuff, but there's like so much. Like I don't know how I feel about the world of Impossible Foods, but it also concerns me that this is a company, right? Like Impossible Foods is a company that is producing this product. It has a competitor.
Beyond Meat, yeah.
Oh no.
Beyond Meat.
Yeah, there's a competitive burger. I mean, dude, I'm all for it. If it means I can eat beef without,
the guilt of eating beef.
Well, it's just like I personally, I'm not. My mind isn't built for ethics. I don't really care about the lives of animals that much, other than my own personal pets. It's just the way I'm built. I can't really help it. I'm a bit of a psychopath, but the reason I don't want to eat it is because I care about the environment. And cows are like awful for the environment, you know.
Well, but cows.
If it was up to me, I'd make cows extinct.
Kill all the cows.
Yeah,
and
kill
then,
the cows.
Then
we don't have
there's no problem.
Yeah, you know.
Guys, I love that environmentalist argument. Let's kill all. Let's eat beef until all the cows are gone, so that we can keep the environment going well, and we don't have to cut down land to be able to farm them, and they don't release methane all over the place. Genius, Bren. Genius.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Besides,
get them in charge of the environmental policy.
I am also concerned, though, that a lot of this Impossible Beyond Meat stuff has chemicals in there that could be harmful to humans.
No, it's very,
yeah,
very
exactly.
reasonable.
That's what I'm scared of. That they use some kind of chemical that has long-term damaging effects that we haven't figured out yet. Because that's what happened to vapes, right? It's just like, oh, vapes are safe, and then just like a few years later, they're just like...
that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. This smells like BS.
Nobody ever said vapes were safe either. They
well,
just said that
I mean, if you go back,
like
2 years ago, the sentiment was completely different. They were like, "Oh, good on you guys for swapping to vapes instead of smoking cigarettes." And now we're just like, "Oh, it's
still be the sentiment."
It's still the same sentiment. It's just.
I think it's shifting. I think it's really shifting, though.
I know the public sentiment is shifting, but that is a direct push by the tobacco lobbies and the FDA to push it in that direction. Because they want to scare kids away from it and move people back over to cigarettes.
Well, I don't think... Well, do you think people who quit vaping will move into cigarettes?
Yes, absolutely. If you quit vaping and you're still addicted to nicotine, guess where you're going? Straight back to cigarettes. If you get scared off the vape products because you think they're bad for you, people will quit for a while and they'll go back to smoking.
I don't care if you've given us a 5-star review. Just quit smoking. Like, I don't know who... Right. I don't care who you are. Just quit smoking, dude. Like, it's trash. Like
you heard it here.
I was addicted to G Fuel for a while. I quit it. I was an adult. I made it through.
That's amazing.
Yeah, just quit.
When I was working in a doctor's thing, the two things that they would say to everybody were the two biggest improvements you can make to your life immediately without any kind of medication or any, long-term surgery or something like that is lose weight, quit smoking, and you will improve your cardiovascular health and just your overall life expectancy and your quality of life enormously. Yeah. But people don't want to do it. They just want to, take a statin or something.
And everyone should listen to Josh because he's in heaven right now, just like the way Johnny was. So heaven is transferred and the sun is bathing on his beautiful white skin. Wow. And what an incredible time to be alive here.
Yeah.
I think that makes that was what it was for me. Probably one of the worst things that I'm struggling with right now is like I'm active, but getting my ass to the gym has been such a trying challenge because I haven't been home in months and I just really, really want to stay home. So I'm going to start doing exercises at home to feed into my laziness.
I've been sick the past week and I can't wait to get back to the gym.
But that, I think, is the important bit there, right? It's about like a healthier lifestyle. And there are things that you could do that can have an impact on it right away. And I'm just curious if these Beyond Meat Impossible Foods, things, if they have, like, what do they have in them? Because did they crack some mysterious puzzle? Or is it like the vaping stuff where eventually a year from now, we're all going to be hearing about how bad it is for you and how you shouldn't be eating it.
I think soy protein will
eat some lettuce.
Yeah, I think soy protein will get a bit more whiplash coming year or two if we get more Impossible Burgers kind of stuff. It's a hotly contested debate or whatever, and I don't care who's right or wrong, but like we're definitely going to see more of that social media and stuff.
I think Bren is trying to talk, by the way, and I think his laptop has finally exploded. And Josh, are you good?
How did he manage to break his microphone so quickly?
Unbelievable.
He can't figure it out.
And,
you're back. You're back.
You can hear me? I don't know what the hell is. Anyway, I was trying to interrupt all of you that entire time.
Oh, thank God. It was so nice.
Completely agree with you, Johnny, about the soy proteins. It's the one that a lot of people take issue with. It's soy extract, things like that. Beyond Meat uses pea proteins. Completely different.
Oh, that's cool.
So pea is in like urine?
Like as in like
you
like
moron.
Chickpeas.
You're getting kicked off this podcast.
Yes, Alex, as in urine. Yeah, they extract protein from urine.
Alex, you dumb motherfucker.
We're trying to be PG. Jeez, okay?
Oh, yeah, we are. Sorry.
We can't be explicit anymore.
Cut that out.
I keep forgetting that we're just like, we're going to not.
All right, Johnny started cursing already.
Well, yeah, it was required.
I keep forgetting it. Well, we've been swearing this entire episode. Listen.
Yeah.
You tell Joe, as soon as Joey Diaz cuts it out, I'm going to stop doing it,
Oh, come on, dude. What were you going to say? We're going to wrap this podcast up soon. So get your
I agree.
stuff done, and then we can...
I don't have anything to say.
You don't have anything to say?
I said my piece.
All right, so how are we ending this then? So Goldenboy will say some shit about... Oh, okay, now I curse again.
Now you're swearing.
We'll say something about leaving a 5-star review.
I'll wrap it up.
All the good stuff.
Don't forget to like, share the podcast with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're almost on. I think we just got over 5,000 subscribers. I'm not too sure the number is exactly. If you can leave a review on Apple or Spotify as well. Can you review podcasts on Spotify? I don't think you can.
Is this my part?
I think you can actually.
Maybe. I'm doing your part for you.
Oof.
Listen.
Get wrecked,
I'm doing your part for you. Okay?
Oh, Lord.
Sit down.
Go.
Complain about Optimum or Optimus Prime, whatever it is.
Optimus Prime.
Huh?
Optimus Prime internet.
Autobots, roll out.
Leave a review. If you thought I was too harsh on Alex this episode, I don't care. See you later. Goodbye. Close us out, Johnny. Take us out.
Are you good, Goldenboy? Are you good with that?
Yeah,
right.
I guess
so.
so.
Take us out with a song.
All right, that's it.
Yeah, I'm not going to take it out with a song, but yeah, watch Tip of the Hats. Goodbye.